In this video, I'm going to break down the item by item cost to get the closet from what you see here on the left to what you see here on the right. And let's get right to it. The first thing we've got here is the melamine sheets. They were $459. This includes the edge banding and accounts for almost half of the cost of the entire closet. Next up is the cost of the materials to make one of these drawers. $7 a drawer. We end up with $28 for the 4 drawers. For the drawer slides, I ended up going with some that I found on Amazon. A pack of 10 was $88. Soft close, full extension. Are they any good? For right around $9 a slide, I can't really complain. These are a little hard to pull out, and that was one of the biggest complaints in the reviews. That said, they seem good enough for the price point. Strip locks is a product that I use to install the shelves. It's $8 a set, and you need 1 set per shelf. It's an interlocking mechanism. One gets installed on the sides of the panels, the other inside of a groove, which we create on the side of the shelf using a router, and then it slides right into place. The rods and brackets were $52. This was a set of 5 36-inch rods that you're able to cut to size. And the last thing we have here, of course, is the labor and deliveries. Labor being the cost to have everything cut for me, and deliveries is the cost of getting these items from the distributors to the shop and then back to my house. That leaves us with a total cost of $997 to put this closet together. Let's take a look at what I was quoted by 2 different closet manufacturers and see how that compares to what I did here. This was my first quote. Very similar to what I have, except that this only has 3 sections instead of 4. But the one thing you'll notice here is that these are 12 inches deep. Mine are 15 inches deep. What's the difference? Well, it's more expensive to go 15 inches. If a sheet is 48 inches wide, you can get 3 things that are 15 inches. Whereas when you're going with 12, you can get 4. It's probably not 12, it's probably going to be 11 3/4, so they can get 4 out of a sheet. But that's something to keep in mind. That said, this was going to be done in the white melamine finish and with backing. And our total cost for this was going to be $1,790. They did offer me a courtesy discount of 20% on this, but once you account for the fact that textured melamine usually carries a 20% premium, at the end of the day, the cost of this closet was still going to be somewhere between $1,800 and $2,000. And our second quote here, pretty similar to the first as far as design goes, except this one is 14 inches deep. This was going to be in the nicer material finish, but without backing, and the total cost for that was going to be $2,535. Backing for a closet like this, probably around $500, so you're looking at about $3,000 to have this closet made with this company. Last thing I want to do here is take a look at some of these closet kits. You buy the kits, you put them together in your home, and you're done. I want to see how much it would cost me to recreate what we're seeing here. So basic melamine sheets would cost me about $30. That would be that white finish or the wood look finish, but that's actually melamine. Higher end is the textured finishes, which is what I use in both of my closets. Those are going to run 50, probably a little higher, 55. We're just going to use 30 and 50. These numbers don't need to be that exact. Drawers, $15. That would be the cost of a drawer and its drawer slide for the less expensive ones. 25. Maybe you've got a shaker panel as a drawer face or a more expensive drawer slide. Shelves, they cost me about $8 to put in a shelf the way that I did them, of course. And then rods and brackets, $50 for the whole thing. Last thing we've got here is labor and deliveries. Now there's always 2 deliveries. You have to have the stuff picked up from the distributor, sent to the shop, and then sent to you, assuming you don't have a truck, which I didn't. And then labor, we'll say it's about $200 for most of the stuff I did, $300 when you've got a lot of cutting involved. First closet, and I'm already breaking my pricing rules, $200 for labor and deliveries. There's just not a lot of cutting here, and once it's all cut up, it's very easy to pick this up with an SUV, maybe even a regular car. So I do think that that's accurate. That said, I can't even justify doing this on my own when it would probably cost me more than just buying it. With this closet, while it may seem to fill the space a lot more than the previous one, at the end of the day, there aren't that many parts to this one. You've got 14 shelves, 2 sets of hanging rods, 4 side panels, and the top. My cost for this $602, and you can see the majority of the cost lies in the labor and delivery. Is it worth $200 to have somebody else do all the work for you? Probably, but with those $200, if we put that money into melamine sheets, we could have a backing and a base, or probably even be able to go with the higher end material and end up with something that looks much better. And here you have this closet from IKEA, $855. My best guess is it would cost me $952. This thing is 24 inches deep almost. You've got drawers, The drawers generally, from when I've been there, have very good drawer slides. You've got the shelves, you've got the hanging. This has everything you could probably want in a closet, assuming you like this design, and more importantly, that you like that white melamine finish. You cannot go wrong with this unit. This unit here is probably my favorite. I love the finish on this. I like the shaker doors, and I must say that at an $1,110 cost for me to recreate it, there's no way that for $160 I will go through the effort of putting this together. This last closet here is very similar to what I did. You've got essentially 4 sections. The only difference is that where they have shoe shelves, I had an open space to put a hamper. This closet probably cost me $678 to recreate. They sell it for $1,550. After tax, you're looking at $1,700, $1,650. And here's where the problem begins. I already showed you the Bed Bath & Beyond closet, where if you pay $1,800 and you get the 20% off, you're at what, like $1,450, $1,500? You can have a custom closet built. You don't even have to put it together yourself and have that installed in your house by a company. So once you get to these higher price points, it's very hard to justify going with one of these kits as opposed to going through a company or doing it yourself. At this point, you might be wondering why I ended up doing this myself when we have some seemingly good values here for less money than I actually spent. And the reality is, none of these fit what I was looking for. The top 2 on the left don't have backing. The bottom one on the left, the IKEA one, only comes in the white melamine. And once I've seen the textured melamine, I couldn't unsee it. And the bottom one on the right was only 85 inches wide. And if this were to be expanded an extra 30 inches, the cost would probably go up $400 and then make it not worth it. I felt like the only option I had was to do it myself. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them down below. And thanks for watching.